we're going to go to the modes right here. Now here on the modes here, we can see that we have 4 motors on our drone. Means that this is a X type, which is a quad X. So it's a quadcopter in a X format of X orientation or X build, I will say. There's many different ones like tricopter if you have 3 propellers, like 1, 2, and 1 behind as a triangle. You have a bicopter if you have 2. So as simple as that. We're going to first ensure what exactly is going to be our settings. For motor direction in reverse, naturally the arrow you see here, you see motor number 2 turns anti-clockwise, so it turns in this direction. So it turns inwards towards the front of the drone. The propellers turn towards the front of the drone, same as motor number 4, which turns clockwise. It turns towards the front of the drone. Now you can see it right here. So if we're going to have this in reverse, the direction that the motors will spin will just be reversed. Just simple as that. Now make sure your drone is facing forward like this arrow. So it is facing forward. If you understand it like it facing upwards exactly as the picture, it comes to the same thing, but just slide down, it faces forward. So I'm going to press reorder motor, and reorder motor works only when you have a battery installed onto the drone. So I'm going to plug in my battery and I'll tell you exactly what happens. So with reorder motor, my drone is facing forward. I can click on start. I see this motor is turning, and when my drone is facing forward, this motor that is turning right here, and ensure that your props are also disconnected. This motor is that one. This one is 9. I don't know if you can see it, but this motor is that one. This one on my rear left is this one, and this one spinning right here is that. Then click on save. And I'm going to go to the motors tab again. So that tells me that this is motor number 1, this is motor number 2, this is motor number 3, and this is motor number 4. Now we're going to go to motor direction. Now the order of the motors basically say what motor is actually spinning. So if my drone was facing forward and then this motor was spinning first and this one was spinning second, that means there's a problem. That means my flight controller is in a different orientation. So generally that's how you reorder your motors. For motor direction on your other hand, you're going to click on it, enable that you're on the series, and you can do it individually, which is much better. And make sure no props are on. You're going to double click and hold. It shows that this motor right here is spinning in a clockwise direction. Usually what people will do, they'll put a little tip on the shaft right here and look at the direction that it actually turns. Some people will use their finger, but I usually do. I just look at the label to make it easier for me. But understanding that clockwise is considered to be normal, anti-clockwise is considered reverse. I'm going to assess that with motor direction individually. Motor number 1 it spins clockwise. Motor number 2. Motor number 2 need to go reverse. Now it spins anti-clockwise. It spins anti-clockwise, and motor number 4 spins clockwise. I can press close. Sometimes it's a little bit tedious and sometimes it glitches a little bit, but that's Betaflight for you. So here you can have your features. So usually I will have D-Shot 300 on this FPV drone right here with those motors. You can either use D-Shot 300 or D-Shot 600 protocols, but I use D-Shot 300 on my 10-inch FPV with my 1050 kilovolts motors. So you have ESC sensor, so you can use this here for your BLHI telemetry. Basically, like, I can't really explain what it's for, but I don't usually use it. So you have bidirectional D-Shot, so it requires supported ESC firmware. So if your ESC allows bidirectional D-Shot, so therefore it has to be enabled. In some cases, you will never get any motor responses without bidirectional D-Shot enabled if your ESC actually has that firmware. So you have some settings there. You have 3D ESC, and that's a new thing for Betaflight. Generally, we're not going to be working with this right here, and that's the motor tab for you. Here you can enable this here. Okay, so I need to save and reboot. Now what I'm going to do right here, very simple. So in the motors tab right here, you can enable this here to understand the race. Make sure props are on, but if you want props on, start your own race, and then you can slowly bring that up and get all your motors spinning at once, and you can have a quick feel as to what direction they actually spin. In the next video, we'll be going through video transmission, OSD, and then we're going to go to CLI and servos. So that's it for this video, guys. So thanks for watching, and hopefully that content was helpful.